So the offseason officially begins on November 6th, but that doesn't stop the rumors or the speculation from coming in. So if you love the Yankees and you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 24,000 subscribers. So if you could help us get there, that would be a gigantic blessing. But first things first, we have to talk about Kyle Schwarber. Now, according to ESPN's Jesse Rogers, he links Kyle Schwarber to the Yankees. Now, Schwarber this year, he had an excellent offensive season for the Phillies. Hit 240, drove in 132, 56 homers, a 928 OPS, and a 150 OPS. Plus, I don't agree with this take whatsoever. I know what Schwarber, I know what he would add to the Yankees. It would just be one of the biggest thumpers in baseball. Like, I get it. But the Yankees, it's not how they're built right now. It doesn't make sense for a player like Schwarber to come in. Schwarber would be an outfielder / DH. We have Giancarlo Stanton, who's going to be primarily a DH. So that spot's already taken up. I don't think they're going to spend that kind of money on Schwarber. I highly, highly doubt it. I'm not sure why someone would link Schwarber to the Yankees. I don't think the move makes sense. Would I like the move? I mean, listen, whenever you add 56 homers into your lineup, why wouldn't you like that move? Of course you would. Schwarber's one heck of an offensive player. He's one of the best offensive players in baseball, but he's on the wrong side of 30, so there's another reason why you don't want to commit all that money to him, and who knows how many years, who knows how much money he would even get, but quite frankly, I think he's going back to Philly. So it's a nice idea, just don't think it makes sense for the Yankees, and he's going to cost a lot, even if on, let's say, a 4 or 5 year deal, he's going to still cost you a lot, but it's not a fit for the Yankees. Now, Johnny Lasagna, the Yankees have declined his team option, and Lasagna is now a free agent. Now, Johnny, once upon a time, a top prospect for the New York Yankees, high octane arm out of that bullpen. Lasagna last year had a 4.25 earned run average in 30 appearances, 29 2/3 innings pitched, 25 strikeouts. On a ESPN broadcast, Alex Rodriguez once said that Johnny Loizaga was going to be part of the Yankees' future, that you were going to build around him and Aaron Judge. People thought he was crazy. I didn't think so. I thought Johnny had excellent stuff. I still do think he has great stuff. It's just, unfortunately, over these past few seasons, he struggled to stay healthy, and in turn, unfortunately, his career took a turn for, I don't want to say for the worst, but it's not good for him. So the Yankees declining his option, kind of expected. Now, Tim Hill. The Yankees exercised his option. So for anybody that thought Tim Hill was going, Tim Hill is not going. I'm a gigantic fan of Tim Hill. Love him. Love his story. Spent a full season in the Bronx this past year in 70 games. Tim Hill, 3.09 ERA, 67 innings pitched, 37 strikeouts, 1.104 whip. That whip is actually pretty good for a guy who just induces contact constantly. I love Tim. Welcome back, Tim. Excited to have you in 2026. The Yankees still have to add more to that bullpen, obviously. And they could maybe bring back Devin Williams. Williams at the end there wasn't all that bad in the regular season and in the postseason. Wasn't all that bad. I wouldn't mind bringing Devin back. I think that makes a lot of sense. You have to build around the pieces that you have in Bednar and Duvall now, because Weaver's a free agent. Williams is a free agent. Now you just brought back Tim Hill. You said see ya to Johnny Loizaga. You're going to have to go a little deeper and find some solid arms this offseason, whether that could be maybe even through a trade. You have a surplus of outfielders in the minors, in the organization, especially with what's out there on the market. I think you could get really creative and maybe get some type of high-octane arm, a high-leverage arm. But I've also pointed the Yankees in the direction of Edwin Diaz. I've recommended. Don't know if they're going to take that recommendation. It's going to cost you a lot of money. I honestly think he's going to go to the Dodgers. They're looking for a high leverage arm. And in saying that, here's the deal. This is interesting. the Cubs will most likely let Kyle Tucker walk this offseason. When the Cubs acquired him, Cubs fans were just thinking, oh, yes, extend him, extend him. Tucker had a wonderful, wonderful first half of the season. And his numbers on the road were excellent. At Wrigley Field, he struggled, and with his injury last year, he didn't put up those Kyle Tucker-esque numbers that we're used to seeing, but he still had an 840 OPS. He's still one of the best offensive players in Major League Baseball. Tucker definitely fits on the Yankees, and it's nice knowing that the Cubs most likely will let Tucker go and let him test free agency. Well, the Dodgers, they will be interested in Kyle Tucker. However, they won't make Tucker a priority because they are really going to go after a high leverage arm. And that's where Edwin Diaz comes in for me when it comes to the Dodgers. The Yankees need to make Tucker a priority. It's a golden opportunity to go and get him, especially if the Dodgers supposedly, now this could all just be a front, and he could sign with the Dodgers $500 million for 12 years, 380 of it deferred. But if the Dodgers really aren't going to make Tucker a priority and the Cubs just are letting Tucker walk, I think the Phillies are going to be in on Tucker, as they should be. If I'm the Yankees, man, make him priority number one. He's a top 10 bat in Major League Baseball. For those of you who love Cody, I love Cody Bellinger. I don't want to see him go. I really, I think Cody is a tremendous outfielder. He's a tremendous athlete. If you're telling me that you're going to add a top 10 bat in Major League Baseball in Kyle Tucker, and for some reason you don't want to take that, you're going to have to evaluate your beliefs in baseball. Because on the road last year, he had over 900 OPS. His first half of the season was tremendous. Then he dealt with an injury, a lingering one, it seemed. And he wasn't the same as first half Tuck. But Kyle Tucker, he could swing it. I love him being in that lineup. Maybe you smash him in between Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, or you put Ben Rice 2, Judge 3, Tucker 4, or Tucker 2, Judge 3, Rice 4, Stanton 5. I love that lineup, baby. I love that lineup. According to Bleacher Report, they believe that Tucker will end up with the Yankees and that Cody Bellinger will go back to LA. Now, I don't see that one happening either. Would it shock me? I mean, nothing shocks me anymore. Nothing does. Nothing can. Nothing will. I just don't think Cody Bellinger would go back to LA. They are the team that just said, see you later, brother, and said, you're not the same like you were when you won the MVP, and they non-tendered him at such a young age. They just said, adios, amigo. It's been real. Thank you for the memories, but we're not interested in pursuing a partnership, a long-term partnership with you anymore. I just don't see him going back to LA. If he does, good for them. I don't see it happening. Now, like I said, Kyle Tucker, if it doesn't happen for the Yankees, then Cody Bellinger is going to be the guy. And if you're going to tell me, oh, Bellinger, what if he signs? Or ask me, Joe, what if Bellinger signs before Tucker? I don't see that happening. And the reason why I don't see that happening is because Kyle Tucker is the top guy on the market as far as outfielders go, as far as anybody goes, really. He's the top player on the market. I don't think that the second player on the market in his same position, really, and Cody Bellinger, is going to go before him. If he does, then that means that team has a suspicion where Tucker's going to go. So I think Tucker's going to fall off the board first. It's going to create that market for Bellinger. And then we know if Tucker's a Yankee or not. And we know if Bellinger's still available or not. I think Bellinger would still be available if Tucker falls off the board. But there's another report that they believe the Yankees not only are going to add Kyle Tucker, this is from Bleacher, by the way, that the Yankees are not only going to add Kyle Tucker, but they're going to add Pete Alonso. Don't see that happening at all. Pete Alonso, an elite offensive player. He's an elite offensive player. Has a lot of thump in that bat, but it's more of the same. that you're inserting in that lineup. Strikes out a ton, not a very good first baseman. I would rather just run out with Ben Rice. Now, if you're telling me that you're trading Austin Wells and you want Ben Rice to be catcher, then maybe I would think about it. But if you end up doing that, why spend the money on Alonso? Bring back Cody, have him play first. He can play outfield whenever the heck he wants to, but have him really primarily play first. He came up as a first baseman. I get it. He only played 26 innings last year at first base. He came up as a first baseman. He's a natural first baseman, Cody Bellinger. So I love the idea. My perfect offseason would be trade away Austin Wells, but get something really good back for him. He's a controllable catcher, has a lot of promise. Get something really good back for him, primarily a pitcher that you could either put in that rotation or put in that bullpen. But then what I would do, I would sign Cody Bellinger, insert him over there at first base, sign Kyle Tucker, play him in the outfield. Match made in heaven. I love the offseason at that point. I would love how the offseason would be turning out at that point. Will that happen that way? Most likely not. And if the Yankees are going to spend money on Pete Alonso and not Kyle Tucker, if the Yankees are going to spend money on Pete Alonso, not on Cody Bellinger, I think that's silly. So I don't foresee the Yankees going after Pete Alonso. It's flattering that Bleacher believes that Tucker and Alonso are going to end up with the Yankees. I just don't see that happening. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.